Hey guys, and welcome back to another review video. Today I'm going to be looking at the View Blade Zero Swipe Goggles. Yeah, I know that's quite the mouthful to say. So these are the slightly more expensive swipe iterations of the View Blade Zero goggles. And these are a type of goggles that are super popular in Japan, but don't really see much sort of usage in the Western world at all. Before we do get further into the video, please could you take the time to like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on. If you want to check me out on Instagram, I'm at the Swimsuit Guy 95. So as I said, you can't really get these goggles, in America or Europe or anything like that. If you want to get them, you probably have to import them from somewhere like Japan, which is exactly what I did. I bought these from Amazon Japan. They ship worldwide. Shipping is pretty cheap, and the goggles actually cost just over 13 pounds for this colorway. These come in so many different colors. In fact, in the mirrored versions alone, they come in at least 10 different colors, and each color, with all things on Amazon Japan, is slightly different in price. I think I got the cheapest color, but they might be an extra £1 or £2 for some of the other pinks and greens and stuff like that. Regardless, they are a cheap goggle. I mean, considering that these have the swipe technology, which I think in Arena's Cobra Ultra, the swipe version is like £20 or £15 more than the non-swipe version. And these are a swipe goggle that literally cost £13. So they're a cheap goggle for what's going on with these. And if you want to know more about the swipe technology, which is the anti-fog treatment that is reactivated when you actually rub the inside of your goggles mid-session or before a race, check out my Arena Cobra Ultra swipe review in the top right corner now. These goggles are an example of what I would call the Blade design, which is sort of like a more sophisticated Swedish design. So Swedish goggles are sort of the first ever racing goggles, debuting back in the early 90s, maybe even the late 80s, I'm not 100% sure. And they were a cushionless design, so they had no silicone soft gasket, but they were extremely low profile, extremely cheap, extremely repairable and customizable. And still so many great athletes today wear a variation of the Swedish, be it the original Malmström Swedish themselves or something like the Arena Swedish goggles, which is what Kate Campbell and Florent Manodou wear. In Japan, they've sort of elaborated on that cushionless design with the Blade style goggles, which are almost a Swedish goggle on the inside with this sort of like low drag, cool looking futuristic design over the top, like an overmold, almost like what you have on the Cobra Ultras. While other brands have Blade goggles, such as Arena, they have their own sort of Aquaforce line of Blade goggles. View are probably one of the most popular of these brands, and the Blade Zero is their latest design, which features a stabilizing bar, as was made popular with Arena's Cobra Ultra. So we've got influence from so many different goggles here. It's a Blade good design. It's got influence from Swedish goggles. It's got influence from the Arena Cobra Ultra that's super popular here in Europe and in America. And I think they look stupidly cool. On top of that, they've got the swipe technology, which is great if you want, anti-fog, which is my biggest problem with Swedish goggles, is they fog so much. So if these could be a slightly faster Swedish goggle with great anti-fog, that's why I sort of was drawn into purchasing a pair of these. The goggles come disassembled. You have to sort of make them out of the box, put in one of the 5 different nose pieces in, put in the strap on, put in the fastening tool on. But it's a quick and easy process, and you have goggles that are ready to go. I will say, before I put these goggles on, I use Swedish goggles quite a bit in my career. I spent an entire season wearing them. I find them really comfortable after a little bit of an adjustment period, and I wasn't scared of something that didn't have a cushion being painful or anything like that. And honestly, if you've never tried Swedish goggles, pick some up. They're like £3 or £4 for some Malmström ones, and they're extremely comfortable, extremely cool. I'm gonna have to do a whole video on them in the future. In the market, and they do talk a little bit about the drag reduction, how using the stabilizing bar has let them reduce the profile of the goggle by 5%, being able to cut and make this real smooth line here. They've talked about even how the bottom of this overmolding is lit slightly to let water flow over it more hydrodynamically. So they have put a lot of thought into this goggle in terms of making it streamlined and fast. But as I've talked a lot in the past with goggles, I think all of these sort of more streamlined racing goggles, they're as good as it gets, really. I've never, as I said, put a goggle on and dived in and gone, Jesus, I feel faster in this goggle than I do the speed socket or the Cobra or the fast skin goggles or the tracer goggles. So to be honest, I think these will be as fast as them goggles. I doubt they're going to be like, wow, you can take off a second off your 100 freestyle wearing these over another racing goggle from another brand. But so I think if you think these look really cool and you find them comfy, that will be the big pull into buying these over something else. As I've made clear, the ViewBlade Zero is a cheap goggle with lots of technological advancements, and it looks super cool. So I guess the only thing to do now is get them in the water, see how they feel swimming up and down a little bit. So let's see how that goes. I'm pairing it with the new Arena Japan 3D wave cap, which I will be doing a full review of in the future, so subscribe to the channel if you want to see that when it comes out. My God, these hurt. Oh. Oh. Wow. Yeah, I don't even have to swim far. That's like, I don't know how to describe it, like someone is puncturing your eyes with knives. That's grotesquely painful. I thought they'd feel like Swedish, they don't. They feel like agony. Maybe my eyes aren't cut out for them. Maybe the adaptation period is a long time, but I don't really want to sit through it. They look cool, but I've tried all the different nose bridge sizes, but I just can't say anything positive about wearing them in the water, unfortunately, which is a shame. Yeah, I love Swedish goggles, but these blade type goggles, very uncomfortable. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe, please do press the like button, and I'll see you on the next video.